Hi, it's Karen again from Art Club. Today we are going to do this week's session, which is we're going to be making these little stand-up characters here. I'm actually going to probably show you how to do the girl and maybe the dog here, but you can do whatever you like. I've given other examples. There's a hedgehog and a cat, bird. So what we need is, if you have an old cereal packet, I've actually just got a piece of card that was from an Amazon delivery, so like an envelope. You need to have pencil and rubber. I've got two brushes. I've got one thick one and one fine. You could probably manage with just a medium one if you only have one brush. Got some like poster paint. You can probably use any white paint if you have that, just to give a coating of the card. And some watercolors and a jar of water. And I think that's about it. So I'm going to explain to you how we're going to achieve it. I'll just show you this little girl, which I think is really sweet. And as I say, we're going to be doing her and the dog. So that's it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to base it on this girl and the dog. But so I'm going to start with the girl. What you do is you take your piece of cardboard, very thin cardboard, and you just draw what you want to make your cutout of on here. You can sketch first of all. I've got a rubber here if I want it, but I'm just going to basically put face on here, neck. I'm going to keep it really quite simple for now. Going to put in dress like that, and I'm just going to cross her arms over like that. And if you're not happy with anything, you can rub it out and start again. So I'm only just keeping her arms on the skirt because it just makes it easier when it comes to cutting out. I'm going to put in some legs here, keeping it very simple, almost to a point like that. Like that. And I'm going to put her on it has to have a stand at the bottom. So I'm going to put a stand in like that, just half a semicircle like that. Then I'm going to put on some hair like that, like that. When you're happy with your outline, which I'm not quite, you can start to make your drawing a little bit harder. So, I mean, press a little bit harder with the pencil. So I'm just going to go, that's her neck, that's her dress, like that. Make it a little bit wider, like that. So, as I say, once you're happy, press hard to get your nice lines in, like that. Okay, just put her hair in like that. Okay, so I'm actually not going to draw the dog as well. I'm just going to do the girl for now, because I've got the dog prepared to show you what to do next. So that's my girl here. And I would just I want to keep her eyes really wide because I think they look quite sweet like that. And you just put in a tiny mouth, tiny nose. Okay, that's the first thing you do, is you draw it on there, press hard with the semicircular base. You will need, because the base is going to be standing up like this, you will need to repeat again that base here. So I'm just going to do another one, almost exactly the same, like that here. Okay, same size, same depth. So once you're happy with that, you take your thick brush and you paint over your picture. Don't have to press. Oh, by the way, I've got this lovely plastic matting underneath here, which is great because it doesn't mean I have to worry about the table. And you just paint over with your poster paint, white over here, like that. So I can actually see her through the white paint. Now, that's her there. I have actually got one that I've done earlier, which I'm just going to put here. So I've got her. You can vaguely see the outline underneath, which is great. So all that happens now, you finish with your poster paint, that can go away. And I've got some water with a brush here, and I've got different colours. So you can just paint your picture in as you want. So I'm going to start very quickly now by painting her skin colour in. So just going to go in the lines. So I can see underneath here where the lines, and what's really nice is that the white poster paint actually dissolves in the water too, so it kind of mixes with your colour, so you don't get anything too strong. So I'm just going to go over her face like that, and to neck. And I am doing this fast because I want to be able to show you what to do, and just her arms here, so like that. Okay, and the other arm. And as you can see, the white is coming through, so you have to keep going back to your watercolours to blend it in. You might even have to do another layer, but I think it should be fine. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to put her hair in. I'm going to make this one dark hair here. So I'm just going to put her like that actually. So you would just paint in your picture as you wish her to be. Okay, so hair's coming like that. And then you would just paint her dress in, and the grass underneath her. So I just go like this around here, like that. And I haven't actually got the other semicircle drawn on here, so I could just do another one just at the side here, which I'll just use to cut out later. So that's the other one to here. So make sure you do always have the second base to make sure that it will be able to stand up once you're ready. Right. So, and then you do the same with your dress, colour in your dress. I'll just colour in very quickly blue. But you can put any details you like. I did spots on this. So what you do is you would paint over your entire picture. Okay, I'm going to do this quite quickly. But you can put on any details you want. I put spots on mine. You could put stripes. You could do, don't even have to do the girl. You could do one of the other animals, make up your own, whatever you'd like to do. So you'd paint it like that. Okay. Now, I've actually got one that I've done earlier, which is the dog, because I need to get that cut out and mounted so you can see how to do it. So what I've got is a fine liner next, and all you do is hopefully this is quite dry, this looks a little bit wet to me, but you can just put your details. I'm going to put a little bit of grass on here like that. You go around the outside of your dog or your person, your girl, whatever you're drawing, like that. Go like that. I put a collar on him, so I just do that. Put ears on. And his nose. And I quite like the dog's eyes wide here as well. Doing cat, you could do whiskers. So just go like this, go around the outside, and oops, gone into the wet paint. Okay. I had lots of fun doing these. I did loads of them. You can do whatever you want. So as I say, you go around like that. You don't have to go around the other semicircle. So you would go around your picture like that. You can put, when I did this dog, I put lots of fur on him. When I did this one, I didn't, but I did put the grass on him, his eyes, and actually put a little mouth on him, so I might just do that down here. Right, okay, what happens then is you take your scissors and you cut out. So you would just go around like this, cutting out neatly. You might have to get your mum or dad to help you if it's a bit tricky, because you are cutting through cardboard, so, or very thin cardboard. If you perhaps don't have any cardboard, maybe you could use some white card. I'm just going to cut myself a bit of a area so I can just get in nice and tight. So just going to go around here like this. Cut out. You don't have to cut out the middle bit. That's fine. I'm going to just go like this and across the bottom. That. I'm going to make that a little bit neater. Go in here here. Okay, you can take a little bit more care on yours. This is done relatively quickly. And then you would cut out your semicircle here. This. Now the only thing left to do, so I've got a semicircle like that, round here. I'm going to cut up into this tiny little slit like that, probably about a centimetre in, that there, and then I'm going to cut into the middle bit, about the same distance in. Now you might have to play around with this a little bit to make sure it goes in right. So you would just slot it in like that. And that looks pretty good actually. And that would be my little dog. As I say, I've done quite a few, so like that. It's quite sweet. And then the same would apply to the girl. Here's my picture. You would do exactly the same. This has probably dried off a little bit, so I would just show you what I do with my lines. You can go around the outside. Not quite dry. The paint's not quite dry, so my pen's going to play up a little bit. So that's why I did one just slightly before. Now, hang on a second. Let's see if I can get this to work. Go up, go round. I'm having a bit of difficulty with this pen actually. So every time it hits wet paint, so just go around there. And you might find actually that ballpoint works better than, this is a roller ball, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. So when you do her, you could add some details on her hair, like that maybe. Keep her eyes nice and wide like that, very cute. Nice and smile, little nose down there. And you do the same, you cut it out, and that would be your other little friend for this little friend. There you go. And it would end up like that. And that, they're very, very cute, these. Have fun.